verse. What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he lose one of them, doeth not leave the 99 in the wilderness, and go after that which is lost, until he find it? And when he hath found it, he leaveth it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he cometh home, he calleth together his friends and neighbors, saying unto them, rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep, which was lost. Let us pray. Oh, wise and everlasting Father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Prince of Peace, we thank thee. Thank you for your love, your kindness, and your grace, knowing that we cannot do this without thee. I thank thee. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Amen. Amen and amen. Always thankful for my family. No matter what, they try their best to support me. Thank God for that. Even my first cousins. Thank God for them. For not only that, they are my cousins, but we are just like brothers and sisters, all the way down through the years, through ups and downs, heartaches and pains, back and rejoicing in God's holy and righteous name. Let's look at what Luke is trying to tell us today. I read in the paper yesterday that Obama was supposed to speak concerning civil rights way back then and bring it up to date. 50 years ago has gone by. Now a new thing is on the agenda, but yet still racism is still alive today. And if we don't fight to try to hold on, we'll be back there again. So we better take heed, because every now and then we run into it. So let us look at the lost and found. The lost and found.
Go ahead.
Brother Luke was in the midst of the disciples when Jesus gave them this parable. I have found my sheep, which was lost.
Yes.
Luke chapter 15 is sometimes referred to as the lost and found column of the Bible. In it we find the parable of the lost sheep, the lost silver, and the lost son.
Yes.
Let's look at the lost sheep. Like all of us, it had no intentions of losing its way.
That's right. Go ahead.
Indeed, it probably thought it wasn't lost at all. This parable shows us two wonderful things about Jesus, our shepherd. The value God places on us, some of us would say it's only 1 out of 100 sheep. No big deal.
Go ahead.
Nobody will miss it. Wrong, the good shepherd will. Understand this: if we had been the only person who ever lived, Jesus would have gone to the cross and died just for you.
Thank you, Lord.
Next time we feel worthless and unloved, think about that. God is still with us. No matter how we feel, sometimes up and sometimes down, and sometimes deeply in trouble, but yet God is still with us.
Yes, He is.
Always keep in mind my travel through Vietnam. Deep in the jungles. Always every day watching and waiting, wondering, is it going to be my day?
All right.
But he was still by my side.
Yes.
Out of all the bumming and shooting and nail-biting hands, and sometimes I thought it was so close to being my day. But yet God was still on my side.
Yes.
So next time we feel worthless and unloved, think about that. The lengths to which God will go to save us.
Yes.
To save Cornelius, a Gentile. God demolished social and religious barriers and sent Peter, a Jew, down to Caesarea to preach the gospel to him.
Yes.
Heaven cannot shut its ears to the cry of one lost sheep.
You go ahead. Tell it.
When Cornelius prayed, God replied, "Your prayers have come up for a memorial before me."
Yeah, that's right.
Acts 10, verse 4. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, "What is it, Lord?" And he said unto him, "The prayers of thine alms are come up for a memorial before God." And here a gem: when the shepherd has found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing.
Yes.
How many times good things happen in your life and many blessings come your way, and you do not even thank God for that?
Come on. Go ahead now.
We think that things happen on its own, and we did this and we did that. But nevertheless, it was God on our side.
Yes, sir.
He's the one that blessed us and kept us all through this week's journey.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And we forget about him. We do not thank him. We do not pray to him. We forget all about him because we think we've done all of this ourselves.
Say so.
And here is a gem: when the shepherd has found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. Jesus will not only save us, he will carry us when we feel we can't go on.
That's right.
His promise is, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." Only Sunday when Charles Long preached, a man jumped up and shouted, "I'm lost." Long replied, "Thank God you've just been found."
Well,
Some of us come to church and rejoice, be glad that God has found us and kept us all through the years.
yeah.
We thank God for that. Christ's next parable was about a piece of silver. What woman having 10 silver coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp,
Go ahead.
sweep the house and search carefully until she finds it?
Yes.
And when she has found it, she calls her friends and neighbors together, saying, "Rejoice with me, for I have found the piece which I lost."
Yeah, go ahead.
Notice this piece of silver, which was an inanimate object, didn't know it was lost,
Go ahead.
so it had no concern. Observe two things.
Go ahead.
It was lost by the very person who's supposed to care for it.
Go ahead. Oh, please. Go ahead now.
It was lost even though it was in a house. This is a picture of those who sit in church every Sunday morning, trusting in personal reformation, church affiliation, family connections, or good works to save them.
Go ahead.
Wonder why did this young lady call all of her friends and neighbors to come and celebrate with her because she lost her coin and found it.
Go ahead.
And I looked and wondered, why would she lose such a precious things back then, and it was worth more than what she thought it was?
Go ahead.
So I kept looking and I kept looking and I kept looking, and come to find out it was a half a penny. So evidently back then a half a penny was worth $10 or $15 or $20. Today, what did this woman do? She lit a lamp,
Yes.
swept the house and searched for it
Yes.
until she found it. That's what Bible-based, Christ-centered preaching does.
That's right. Say so.
When we think about this woman, rejoicing over half a penny, and we can't even rejoice. Great God Almighty. He can heal our body, lift us up from a sick bed,
Yes.
put food on the table,
Go ahead.
clothes on our back.
Yes.
Yet we cannot even thank him for his mercy and his grace and his goodness.
Go ahead.
All these many years, this young lady kept God in her mind, sweeping the house and lighting the lamp. That's what we need today.
Go ahead.
When we come to God, we need to sweep everything that's in our mind and in our bodies that's unclean. Thanking God and rejoicing with the people that she wanted to share everything that she had done and the monies that she found again. The gospel is the power of God unto salvation
Yes.
to everyone that believeth. This woman probably had garments to be mended, cattle to be tended, and water to be drawn.
Yes.
But all that took a back seat.
Go ahead.
What's needed in the church today is a lamp to illuminate,
Yes.
the broom to sweep clean,
Yes, sir.
and a commitment that refuses to stop
Yes, sir.
until those who are lost in God's house are found and saved. After telling the story of the lost sheep and the lost silver, Jesus ends up by telling us the story of the lost son.
Yes, yes.
The interesting thing about him is that he knew he was lost
Yes.
and knew his way home.
Yes.
The shepherd saw the lost sheep. The lady with the lamp swept the lost silver by nobody went looking for the lost son.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
The shepherd went looking for the lost sheep. The lady went looking for the piece of silver.
Yes.
But no one thought about looking for the lost son.
Yes, 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 yes.
Only when he had squandered his inheritance and ended up in a pig pen do we read when he came to his senses.
Yes, 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 yes.
He said, I will go back
Hey.
to my father and say to him,
Yes.
Father, I have sinned. But while he was still a long way off,
Yes.
his father saw him
Yes,
and
sir.
was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. And the father said to his servants, quick, bring the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet.
Yes, yes, yes.
Bring the fatted calf and kill it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Let's have a feast and celebrate.
yes, yes.
For this, my son of mine was lost
Yes.
and is found. Backslider though we have walked away from God, he is waiting to welcome us home.
Yes, sir. Come on. Hey.
Our place at the table is reserved.
Yeah.
He has a ring of sonship
Yes, sir.
that identifies us as his own,
Yes, yes.
and a robe of righteousness
Yes, sir. Come
to
on.
cover our shame.
Come on. Yes.
The prodigal son's joy didn't return until he came back to his father's
Go
house.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Even just like us, we think that we're out there in the world and doing this and doing that and getting involved in all kind of mischievous things. But we cannot even think about God when we in the midst of all these trials and tribulations and ups and downs in our life. God is a good God. All the time he is good.
Yes.
We walk and we talk. And even out there in the world, we drink this and get involved in all kinds of drugs and alcohol and wine, women, and songs. And think we're doing good. And think we're up here. And we're up here above God. But not so. God is a good God.
Yes, he is.
We need to turn from our wicked ways and seek his face. So we have a decision to make.
Yes, yes.
Although we have been out there in the world, and I know about being out there in the world. I have been there. I don't have to walk in anybody's shoes. I have walked in my own shoes. Through trials and tribulations, ups and downs, messing with this woman and messing with that woman. I have been all over the world and still the same thing wherever you go. But yet, I have found nothing better than being with the Lord God Almighty. He'll lift you up when you're down. He'll bring you in when you're out in the world. God is a good God. Every day of our lives, we need to thank him for his mercy and his grace. All of these stories about the woman that lost her silver coin. The son that was out there in the world. Ain't no telling how much money he had that his daddy gave him. But nevertheless, he squandered all of it on wine, women, and song. Then wind up in a hog pen. Wonder where we would wind up in if we was out there in the world and we have been out there. I know none of you haven't done anything. All of you have been blessed and did stayed on the right road. I know that you all haven't done anything wrong in your life. But I thank my God that he brought me out of the muck and the miry clay. Set my feet on the holy ground. I know God is real. I know he's real. Early one Sunday morning, all I do was still on the road. He picked me up, turned me around, placed my feet on solid ground. Woke me up that morning. Talked to me. God is a good God. Early that Sunday morning, woke me up, talked to me. I know my God is real. I know he's real. Though we are disappointed in ourselves and ashamed before the God we failed, nevertheless, we can come back home. And we can come today. Don't wait until tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow may be. Today is today. To come out of the things of the world. Seek Jesus' face. Turn from our wicked ways. God is good, church. No matter what you've done, no matter what you've been into, he will lift you up, clean you up, turn you around. Things in your life that you think wouldn't happen, but they'll happen. You don't believe me? Ask Apostle Paul. He was out there in the world, doing everything he thought he could do. Giving orders to kill Christians. But one day on the Damascus road, he met his match. Knocked him down to his knees. Lord, what is it that I've done? We thank and bless God. I'm not going to keep you long today. But today is today, church.
That's right.
Not tomorrow.
That's right.
Yesterday is gone.
That's right. That's right.
Another day's journey lies ahead of us.
Hallelujah.
Do not forget to pray. Ask God for his blessings upon you. Always pray for the church families. But you need to pray for yourself. If you're around your friends and you're at the dinner table getting ready to eat dinner, don't be ashamed to bow your head. You don't have to say it out loud. Just mumble something and thank him for his blessings and his mercy and his grace.